Hello everyone, welcome to Graphic Designers Workshop. Let us create a mandala design in Illustrator. So let us start. Let us create an A4 size landscape document and we'll give it a name mandala. So this is A4 size document and we'll create our first shape. So here I'll be selecting an ellipse and then we will just cut this ellipse. So here we'll just select this point and here we have the scissor. We'll just click on the point and we'll just select this point and click on this scissor. So now we have cut the ellipse into half. Then the next thing we'll do is we'll select the direct selection tool and we'll just slightly move this point in this way and we can make this point sharp. Just click on this, convert selected anchor points to corner. So something like this. Then we will just change the shape a little bit, something like a dome. We need a dome like structure. Right. Then we will select the add anchor point tool and we'll just create a points over here. We'll just simply just move these points. So it should be something like this. Right. And then we will just modify the shape a little bit. So something like this. Make sure that you create a symmetrical shape. But in case you think the shape is not symmetrical, we can do one thing. We'll just cut this one. Just select this point and here just click on this scissor so that we have cut this path. So when the path is cut, we'll delete the right side path and then we'll just simply modify the left side path and till we are satisfied with the shape. Right, so something like this. So then what we'll do is we will just take a duplicate of this. So simply hold Alt and drag. So now we got a duplicate and now we will flip it. Just right click on it, transform and click on reflect. Right. And then we will unite it. And also one more thing here. Here we have the fill option active. We don't want fill. We have to select only the path. So simply turn off the fill and we'll also turn off the fill for the right side path. Right. So then the next step is we have to unite these two paths. So we'll just zoom it. We'll just select these 2 points just by holding shift and we'll right click and we'll say join. So something like this. And after that what we'll do is here we can just create one more point over here and then we'll simply delete these 2 points. So just I have selected this point and we'll just use this remove selected anchor points and also we will just click on this point and then just click on this remove selected points. So something like this. So we can just slightly change the shape here. So we can just delete the point and then we can create just one point here, and we'll make it sharp. So something like this. So we got a dome like shape here. So now what we'll do is we'll just scale it, and we will also create one more duplicate of this. Ctrl C, Ctrl F. So here we got one more duplicate of this. Right. We'll create one more duplicate. Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and just we'll keep the duplicate exactly at the center. We'll just scale it down, and now we'll just take an ellipse and we will just scale it down. We'll keep it over here, and we'll take one more duplicate, and what we'll do is we will create a blend. So we'll just hold shift and select both these circles. We'll go to object, and here we have an option blend, and we'll just select the blend options, and in blend options here we will select specified steps, and we'll just put a value of 15 here, and we'll just click OK, and then we'll go to object again, object menu again, and here we'll select the blend again, and we'll select make. Then we will just hold shift and select this path, the center one, and then we'll go to object menu again, and we'll select the blend, and here we have an option replace spine. Just click on it, and we can see here. And then if you think that the spacing of all these circles is not equal, so we can use the add anchor point tool, and then we can try to just give some equal spacing so that it looks neat. Equal spacing for all these circles, right? And what we can do is we can just slightly just move it. You can just extend it if you want. Just we can click, and then we can create it till here, right, and hit enter, and we can do the same thing. You can just extend it here till here and hit enter, and for the right side also we can just extend the path, right. So the next thing we are supposed to do is we'll just select this path, and we will hit Ctrl C and Ctrl F, and then just we'll create one more path inside, and we will just click on this path and then extend it, right, and we'll do the same thing for the outer path. Just we'll select it, Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and we will make it big, something like this, right. And also we will just extend the path, and we'll put all the paths in one line. We'll do a bottom alignment for these paths, right. So then what we'll do is we'll just group the entire shape or the objects, and then we will just go to object and select expand, right. So once we got till here, now we will just rotate this part or this shape. So how we can rotate, and we will be creating multiple duplicates, and each duplicate will be rotating in a specific angle. So we will activate the rotate tool, simply hit R, and we will just change the center point here. So we'll just change the center point a little bit away from the object, and then here we will put 24. 24 looks a very small value here, so I'll just change the center point a little bit away. So we can try 30 and simply hit Ctrl plus D. Right. So here we got a proper shape. Now we will just select the entire shape and we will scale it down. Right. And now what we'll do is we will just select an ellipse. If we want perfect ellipse, simply hold shift and create a perfect ellipse. Right. Then what we'll do is we will just swap the fill so that the fill becomes stroke, and we will increase the stroke value. Just we will put something around 15, or let's say, okay, 12 is better, and we will just keep it over here. We'll make it small. Right. So now we are getting some nice look for our mandala design. So just scale it down a little bit, and we will slightly reduce the stroke width. I think yeah, 7 looks fine. Right. Right. Then the next thing we'll do is we will just create one simple ellipse and we'll make it into a fill, and we'll just keep the ellipse over here. Just keep it over here, and we'll just change its center point. Simply activate the rotate tool, and just we will put the center point at the center, and release the mouse so that the rotate dialog will appear. And again we will put the value same 30 over here, and we will click on copy, and then we will hit Ctrl D. Right. So here we have created the ellipse inside this shapes. We can actually slightly adjust them, because they are not, some of these ellipses are not centered to the shape, the outer design, so we can just adjust them properly. Right. So we can do it manually here. Right. Now it looks fine. Right. So now what we'll do is we will just create a duplicate of the outer ring. So what we'll do is we'll just select the entire object, we'll group it, and again we'll go to object menu, and here we will select expand again, and then we'll take one more duplicate, Ctrl C and Ctrl F, and simply create a one more ring. So something like this. right. And we'll just create one more ellipse, and this time we will make it into a stroke. So increase the stroke width, and we will place it exactly at the center. So something like this, right. And then we will go to object menu again, and we will select expand, right. So the next shape that we are going to do is, we will create a simple flower shape. So to create a flower shape, what we'll do is, we'll just select an ellipse, and we will make it into a petal actually. So just we'll select this point at the bottom, and we'll click on convert selected anchor points to corner, and then we'll just select the outside point, and we'll make it into a flat shape, something that resembles a petal. Just we'll just change it a little bit. So something like this. We'll just scale it properly. Right. So we will create duplicates of this flower, but this time we will not be using the rotate tool. We will go to effect, and here we have distort and transform, and in distort and transform we have an option transform. So we'll just open the transform effect dialog. Here we have plenty of options, but all we need is we need to change the center point here, and we also need to change the copies, and we will change the angle, and also we will change these values such as move. So let's see. So first let's put 5 copies here, and then we'll change the center point. Make sure that you turn on the preview, and then we will just try to change the angle here. So we can see here. And if you want to just increase the horizontal value in this, for this move section, you can do it. So something like this, and let's keep it to 0. Okay, so it's better, and we will also change the angle a little bit. Right, 60 looks better. Right, so now we'll just click OK. So we got a simple flower, but what we'll do is we will expand it, because we are not able to select the other petals. We are only able to select the original petal. Right, so we'll select this petal, and then we'll go to object, and we'll select expand appearance. So now the entire shape or the petals are selected. So now what we'll do is we'll just keep it exactly at the center. Right, this looks better. And if you want to place everything at the center, so we can do one thing. So we'll first group everything. So then here we have an option, align horizontal center. But before that, we have to check whether the alignment option is aligning to the artboard or not. Turn on this option, align to artboard, and then we'll just click on this align horizontal center. Right, and now we'll just do the same thing. We will just click on align horizontal center for this flower, and we also have to align it vertically, align vertical center. Right, now we will create some more shapes. So what we'll do is we'll just create an ellipse and we'll just turn on the stroke here. We'll increase the stroke. We'll just make it big. And we'll create one more duplicate, Ctrl C, Ctrl F. And then we'll just make it like this. Right. Then what we'll do is we'll just create a rectangle and we will make it into a fill. Then we'll just use the rotate tool and we'll use Alt and Shift to change its center point. Right. And then release the mouse to open the rotate dialog. We'll see with the 30-degree angle, we'll just click on this copy. Right. And we'll just hit Ctrl plus D. Right. So we got some simple shape. It looks like a track, railway track. Right. So we'll now what we'll do is we'll just select the entire ellipse shape along with the rectangles and just group it, Ctrl G. Right. So then we'll go to object menu and here we'll select expand, so that in case there are strokes, those strokes are going to be converted to normal shapes. Right. And then what we'll do is we'll just select one small ellipse and we'll place it inside here. So something like this. So we can make it a little bit big. Right. And then what we'll do is we'll just take one more duplicate here and we'll make it into a very small ellipse. And then we'll just keep it over here. And we'll create some more duplicates of these of this small ellipse. So we can zoom into it. And what we'll do is we'll do the same thing. We'll activate the rotate tool and we'll just change the center point by using Alt and Shift and release the mouse so that the rotate dialog appears and just hit copy. But I think we have to reduce the angle value, and now just hit Ctrl plus D. Right. This looks better. We'll select the entire shape, we'll group it and we'll go to object and we'll select expand option. So what expand will do, it will again convert the strokes to normal shapes or regular shapes. Right. So if you don't do expand, what will happen is if you try to scale this object down, the strokes might become thicker and it will distort the shape. So it will not look nice if the strokes become thicker. So that is the idea behind expanding objects. Right. So now what we'll do is we'll make it very small and we'll place it over here. So I think we have to just zoom it. We have to zoom into the object. We'll just slightly make it big. Just we'll keep it over here. Right. So this looks better. Now we'll do the same thing. We'll just activate the rotate tool. We'll change the center point and then we'll just try to put let's say 15. Okay, 15 looks better. Right. So then what we'll do is again we will select all the objects here. So just we'll quickly select all the objects because we have to position them properly. So we have to position them exactly at the center of the inner circle. Just we can use Alt and Shift to center scale. Right, this looks better. Right, so we'll be creating just a few more shapes. So what I'll do is I'll just select an ellipse here, and we'll make it into a leaf-like shape. We'll just select these points, and then we'll just make it like this. Right, and what we'll do is we'll just keep it over here, and also we will just make this flower a little bit small. Right, and then we'll just scale it. Then what we'll do is we'll just do the same thing. We'll rotate, and actually we'll just keep it over here. We'll make it straight. Right, just keep it like this, and then we'll do the same thing. Just hit R, keep it exactly at the center. The center point, change the center point to the center of this flower, and then we can let's say we'll put 24 here, and then we'll just hit Ctrl plus D. Right, this looks better. And again we will just select these leaf shapes, and we'll group them, and also we'll scale them a little bit using Alt and Shift. Right, what we'll do is we'll just scale it down a little bit. We'll also scale down the flower so that we can create one more ring actually. So we'll just hold Shift and create a perfect ellipse. We'll just place it over here. Just keep it like this, and we will make the ellipse into a stroke. Just we will swap its fill. Right, and then we will increase the stroke here. Right, we can keep 3 points for the stroke. We'll just take a duplicate, Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and we'll create one more ring here, and we'll reduce its stroke value. Just make it a little bit big. Right, so we are almost finishing our mandala design. So we'll do one more thing. Just we'll create some dots. So just what we'll do, we'll just create some dots here. Just to keep it here. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll just activate our rotate tool, and then we can just use the 15-degree angle here. Just hit copy and hit Ctrl plus D. Right, and we'll make the flower a little bit small, and we will create just 2 more rings here. We'll just create one ring here, and then we'll swap the fill to stroke. Right, and we can also reduce the stroke width. Right, and we'll just create one more stroke, Ctrl C and Ctrl F, and we can just scale it like this. Right, we have to just adjust it properly here. So here we can select all these circles. Just we have to be patient here. right, and we'll group them, and we can actually just move them like this, okay, and also we'll move the outer ring like this, right. This looks better, right. So one thing we can do is to make it more interesting, we can create just a few more dots here. So just take one more circle, and then we'll just place one here, and then we'll again activate our rotate tool, and we can just simply change the angle here. Yeah, this looks better, and just simply hit copy and hit Ctrl D. Right, so we can just adjust the position of a few of these circles in case you think they are not appearing at the center, or their alignment is not proper, right. Just you can use the arrow keys and adjust them properly, right. So we have almost completed our mandala design. So the next thing what we'll do is we'll just select the entire shape, we'll group it, we'll just make it a little bit big, and then we'll go to the object menu, and here we have this option expand. So we'll expand it for one last time, right. And now what we'll do is we'll give some simple colors to this mandala design. So what we'll do is first we'll create a background here. So just select the rectangle tool, and what we'll do is we can use swatches. So we'll go to Windows menu, and we'll find swatches here. So swatches have many libraries. The libraries have many inbuilt gradients actually. So we'll just use those gradients. We can also create our own gradient, but to save time, we will use the gradients that are available in Illustrator. So just click on swatch libraries menu at the bottom of the swatches panel, and here we have gradients, and we'll select gems and jewels. And what we'll do is we'll give it a simple greenish gradient, right. And we will just keep this green rectangle behind our mandala design. Just right click, arrange, and just select send backward or send to back, right. So now what we'll do is we will just apply a golden metallic swatch to this gradient, to this mandala design. So we'll just click on the swatches libraries menu, and here we'll go to the gradients again, and this time we will select metals, and here we can apply one interesting metal to this. So here we can select this. So see here, this is a golden metal. So we can see here we have applied a golden metal. So we can just check which one looks nice. So this looks better, right. So we'll create a shadow for this mandala design, okay. So what we'll do is simply hold Alt and drag. So we'll be creating a duplicate, and we will be applying black color to this duplicate. So here we have black color. So just click on the black, and we will be using this as a shadow. So just we'll put this black color mandala on top of this golden mandala design. And what we'll do is we'll simply right click, and we'll select arrange, and we'll just select send backward, right. So we can see some nice shadow, and also there is some 3D kind of look for our mandala design. And we'll select the background, the green background. We'll hit G, and if you hit G, this line is called annotator, and we can actually change the angle of this gradient. So something like this. Right. And what we'll do is we'll just select our entire mandala shape. For that, what we'll do, we'll just have to keep this background a little bit outside so that we can select the entire mandala design just by drawing a selection around it, and we'll group it. Right. Again, we will place our background back. Right. So now what we'll do is we'll select our mandala and we'll create one more duplicate, and we'll make it small this time. Hold Alt and Shift to make it small. Right. And we'll create one more. And we'll create one more. And we'll create one final mandala design on right side. Right. So what we can do is, in case we want some extra attraction, we can actually change the color here. So we can try some other colors. We can give it some silver color if you want, or we can also try these gems and jewels. So just we'll select this mandala on top left corner, and we can just give it some ruby color. So we can see here, of course it's not looking nice, and we can try some other colors. Okay, this looks better. Right. So a little bit dark brownish coloring. Right. And also we'll give the same dark brown color for this one. Okay. Right. And we can also try this blue if you want. Okay. Of course, blue is not looking nice, so we'll stick to this citrine color, which is dark brownish color. Okay, this looks better. Right. And also we can slightly reduce the opacity for these smaller mandalas. Okay, so that they'll be nicely blending with the background. So something like this. So we can put same value for all these mandalas, actually 32. Right. So now we will export our design. So simply go to File, and here we have option Save As. Just go to File and select Save As, and we'll be saving our file in PDF format. So PDF stands for Portable Document Format. So we'll select it, and we'll just say Mandala Design. Right. And we'll just save. And here we can keep the options to their defaults and simply select Save PDF. Right. So now our design is complete. Let's check our design. So this wraps up our mandala design tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please do subscribe, like, share, and if you have anything to say, do comment. See you again.